Welcome, everybody, and happy Tuesday. We are at Tough Nuggets Go Country Bistro. If you haven't had lunch yet, good place to come. Tuna melt, crab melt, all kinds of stuff going on here, as well as all their regular goodies. As I mentioned before we took the break, Hannah Acosta is my guest. Hannah is newly crowned queen for Cornish Christmas, part of the M3 Mall pageant, along with Melise Missler, the organizer of all those great volunteers. So, Hannah, welcome. Pleasure to meet you.
Hi, nice to be here, John. Thank you.
Good. As always, Ms. Missler, good to see you again.
Thank you so much for having us back, and thank you again for being a judge on Saturday.
It was my pleasure. It was a lot of fun. So let's quickly go over what the whole Cornish M3 Mall Cornish Christmas Queen pageant, Queen/King pageant was all about, because there were two kings that were crowned as well. This past Saturday at the Foothill Event Center. It was a lot of fun, and thank you for the invite.
Thank you again. It is such an honor to provide these events and what they do for the community. So this was our third annual Cornish Christmas pageant, and every year we crown new kings and queens who go out and serve in the community. Our first Cornish Christmas pageant, we did 83 appearances in 4 weeks for the Grass Valley Downtown Association. That was with their Santa's Workshop and all of the different things. This year I'm really excited. We are partnering again with Salvation Army, that we will be ringing bells every single Friday, so it's the next 5 Fridays, from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. During the day, we'll be out at Safeway downtown, and then during Cornish Christmas, which is 6 to 9 p.m. for the next 5 Fridays, we're going to be ringing the bells in front of M3 Mall, because M3 Mall is now in downtown Grass Valley. So I'm really excited. That's at 133 Neal Street. In addition to ringing the bells, we are also offering an opportunity where the guests of Cornish Christmas can come and get their picture taken with the real kings and queens of Cornish Christmas, with this great backdrop that's got a castle in it. And then anyone who buys gifts from anywhere, we don't care where you shop, you can come in and get free gift wrapping from the Queen. So that's again for the next 5 Fridays.
And so I've met a lot of, I guess maybe every queen and now king since you started all this, and everybody I've talked to has just had such a wonderful experience during their reign, being out there in the community, getting involved with helping nonprofits raise funds for whatever, and also bringing joy into the lives of some of the people who are in our senior resident communities like Hilltop. And meeting a new crop this past weekend was really fun, and just a great young man who's 12, who is one of the newly crowned kings. Absolutely, Devin. And so congrats to you, and I know you put a lot of effort into that whole affair.
Thank you so much. I grew up in this community. I'm a graduate from Nevada Union, and so just to be part of the history of it, I think this is our 47th annual Cornish Christmas, and why do we celebrate Cornish Christmas? And that was something that we had talked about at the pageant. In 1890, 60% of the residents of Grass Valley were from Cornwall, and they came here because of the gold rush, because they understood how to mine the deep quartz. They were mining tin, and so they came here for the gold. And as you know, but maybe your listeners don't know, the city parking lot is the #1 Cornish place in the United States, where we have a sister town over in Bodmin, over in Cornwall. And so just to be able to get involved with what the history of our town is, bring that some relevance, and then continue to serve the community in so many ways. And then the Cornish tartan that all of our kings and queens are wearing, that is so critical. And you can see the merchants down at Cornish Christmas wearing their Cornish tartan, but what does it really symbolize? And so the gold and the black are from the kings and queens, from the elite. And then I showed you the bird earlier. The bird has this burgundy red beak and legs, and so the colors of Cornish Christmas have to do with that. And then the blue is because it's surrounded by the sea. So we're really bringing it home. So all of our sashes are actually purchased from Scotland. We have to have them shipped over so that we can make them here, because nobody in the United States has Cornish tartan fabric. So I'm really excited about just bringing the history in with the community service and all that they're going to be doing for their platforms.
And speaking of platforms, Hannah, you're 32, born and raised here in our community, and you had kind of a life-changing experience that kind of got you into all of this. After your 3 kids, you had a weight issue, and you decided you're going to take the bull by the horn, so to speak, and lick it.
That's right, John, I did. Hi, thank you for having me on. I grew up here, and it's a wonderful community, and I wanted to raise my kids here. But, yeah, after that 3rd one, I just couldn't budget off, and so I was given a Christmas present of a 5K. Thank you very much, Mom. And that kind of catapulted me forward into this fitness journey, and it was a slow process, but I did it healthfully by watching what I eat, and I pulled my kids along with me, and it's been a wonderful experience. And I've also taken it into my job, so I absolutely love it. It's been great. Thank you.
So you, one of your sponsors was CrossFit Pickaxe, which is one of the newer CrossFit organizations, one of, I believe, 3 in our community. Tell us a little bit about that organization.
So CrossFit Pickaxe was started by Ken Daly. He is actually out of Tahoe, and he moved here because he just saw this amazing community with these wonderful people, and he wanted to open this gym. And it started in June of 2015. I came in for a free trial, and I was absolutely hooked. And all of the gyms are so wonderful. I just fit there. So I think the biggest thing is find where you fit and just get moving. But the community that we have at CrossFit Pickaxe is so incredible. Everyone is so supportive, and we just all love each other. We root each other on, and we've had so many success stories come out of there. And it's great to see everyone going and doing their Tough Mudders together, their Spartan races together, just getting moving no matter what their size, what their age. Nothing stops when we all root each other on. It's really wonderful.
Well, I've watched CrossFit Games, and I've seen Spartan Race, and, I've seen and talked to, never participated in Tough Mudder, none of which is too appealing to me. But is that a requirement if you're a CrossFitter that you got to be out there doing the Spartan and doing the Tough Mudders?
Oh, absolutely not. That's just the really crazy little group of us that likes to go out and get beat up on the weekends. But no, it's not a requirement at all. I have seen some of our members who just really want to push themselves. They may be excessively overweight. We've been able to modify every movement for them so that they are just able to get up and get moving. They may have joint issues, mobility issues. We always find something for them to do where they are able to just continue growing on their fitness journey and continue to move forward. And even one of them has been able to go, and they did do a Spartan race. They did this the Spartan sprint. And I am so proud of this woman. She was amazing. She did it with her husband and her 2 daughters, and they just rooted her on the entire way, and it was so great. So it's very encouraging to see that, and it's just very gratifying just to see everyone just be willing to push themselves beyond what they ever dreamed they'd be able to do.
Absolutely. My guests are Hannah Acosta, newly crowned queen for Cornish Christmas, beginning this Friday, along with Melissa Missler, who's kind of organized all this M3 Mall Queen pageant business over the past few years. We're going to talk to Hannah a bit more about her platform. Part of what they do is they have a platform, which is a plan that they're going to go out into the community and execute. And Hannah's a caregiver, and she's going to take what she's learned through CrossFit and share it with her clients. So it's kind of a cool idea, I think, and I think you'll enjoy hearing about it. So please stay tuned. We're at Tough Nelly's Go Country Bistro. If you haven't had lunch yet, please do come and join us. We will be back in just a couple of minutes for KNCO News Talk 830. This is John Cadiz. And welcome back, everybody, to our final segment for our Let's Get Physical on the Town. We're at Tough Nelly's Go Country Bistro. Hannah Acosta and Melissa Missler are my 2 guests. Hannah's newly crowned queen for this year's Cornish Christmas. And I got a chance to interview all the people, and when Hannah sat down for our 3-minute interview, which goes by pretty quickly, she was telling me about her involvement with CrossFit Pickaxe and how it helped her lick her weight problem and lose the 50 pounds she's been managing to keep off for the last 6 months. So a heck of an accomplishment. But also, you were telling me about the work that you do, and you're a caregiver. You hire yourself out to help care for folks in their home. Very noble quest. And you need to be physically fit because you move people around a bit. But you've also been able to share what you're doing with your clients. So that's what I want our people to hear, because people love hearing success stories, and hopefully they'll apply it to their own lives at some point in time. So tell us, first of all, what you do.
Hi, thank you, John. Yes, I am a private caregiver. I do go into clients' home, and I am with them from full mobility all the way into hospice. I've also worked with hospice as well. So what I do is very hands-on. I love to be with my clients. I build lasting relationships with them, and I really see the seniors of our community as gems. They are all so precious, and they are all so full of knowledge and wisdom for any situation. They've seen so much and they know so much, and I greatly respect that. So what I love to do is keep those minds sharp as long as possible, and what I've seen happen is by being physically active, it helps the mind stay going longer. So one thing that scares people about the name CrossFit is they think of, these CrossFit athletes in the games, and they are spectacular. I greatly admire all of them, but that's not realistic for every single person. But what CrossFit is it's constantly varied movements that are functional movements that you do in your day-to-day life. So what I like to bring to my seniors in my master's class, because I do teach a master's class every Tuesday and Thursday at 10:45 till 11:30, and I actually just came from that before our lunch today, so I rushed on over here. But what we do is we teach them functional movements. Every senior, every person, we have these things we have to do in day-to-day life, whether it's picking up groceries, picking up a bag of dog food, putting things away overhead that are heavy, where we need to do basic movements. So what I teach and what everyone at the gym teaches, at our coaches, is we teach how to do those movements safely at varied weights, because you never know what you're going to have to do in your day-to-day life. So that's what I teach, and that's what I love about what I do. Success stories would be my mother. She took a really horrible tumble, and she went to PT for a while. She had fractured her wrist. She had pulled ligaments in her leg. She nearly broke her hip. She also cracked some ribs. She was completely immobile on the right side of her body. She went to PT for a few months. It was working. She did what she needed to do, but then she came into CrossFit Pickaxe and worked with with Ken Daly. He's the owner of CrossFit Pickaxe. And after 3 months, she regained mobility in her right arm and shoulder. She has graduated out of the master's class into the adult classes, because she has the strength and the ability and the confidence with her equilibrium and with her own body to once again and live her life to its absolute fullest. And it's such a joy to see her be able to reclaim her life after such a serious fall that she had a few years ago. Other clients that I have, one of my clients was coming in having to use a cane constantly. He now is not requiring to use his cane constantly. He feels more confident in his body and what he has to do day to day. So those things to me are so rewarding. It's those big victories and those small victories. And if I can just help any senior be able to feel more comfortable walking up their stairs to get into their house, going up the ramp, walking their dog without tripping over a curb, that's why I do what I do, and that's why I love it. And I would love to go out into the community and just give family members and loved ones and the seniors more confidence and education in themselves to be able to function and be mobile and not to be afraid of what their bodies can still do.
Well, you're brilliant beyond your years, for sure, Hannah. I mean, that's a great recipe. It's something we've been preaching here for years, and, it's just nice to see a 32-year-old young queen of Cornish Christmas out there doing this and promoting this. And if there's anybody who's out there listening that needs to get a hold of you that might need your caregiving services, how do they do that?
Well, you can always call me. I probably shouldn't give my number out online. However, you could contact me on Facebook through M3 Mall. I am one of the queens. Melissa's got me tagged and everything, so definitely M3 Mall. You could also contact me through CrossFit Pickaxe, and you could go to CrossFitPickaxe.com. We are also located at 1415 Whispering Pines Lane. And just go ahead and give us a call. Don't be afraid. Come in for a free class and just see what we're all about.
Well, ladies, we're out of time. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Melissa, thank you. And, keep up the good work, kiddo. All right. And thank you all for listening. Have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you on Friday.